Hey guys, what's up? Zach here, and today we are back with more F1 2001 career mode. Today we are here at the German Grand Prix, and yes, we are actually on pole position. That is not a lie. We actually have got pole position here in Germany. We get a pretty decent start here, quite a bit of wheel spin, but we're in the lead of the race still, which is the main point, and only 4 laps round here in Germany. Obviously it's a massive track, so that's how the FIA sort of works out the race distance and everything. It's done on the distance, not on the sort of time of the lap. So yeah, 4 laps here, so we should have a pretty decent race here. It shouldn't actually go on for too long. And I actually thought about it for episodes that go on for a bit longer. I'm thinking about just editing them up a little bit for the next couple of episodes, because after this episode we've got 5 episodes left of this series, so we're definitely getting towards the end of this series. But I've got to say, it's been a really enjoyable series so far, guys, so just thank you guys for supporting it, and I do appreciate it, because it does mean a lot to see, you know, something that isn't F1 2014 be doing well. That's really nice to see. It's confidence building for me. Doesn't make any sense, but it's nice to see. It gives me a bit of a boost when I see this sort of series do well. So anyway, I've rambled on for a little bit now, and we've already, you know, got a decent lead over Schumacher here, about 0.6 of a second. But I've got to say, the main reason I did well here in Hockenheim was the setup. I had a really good setup here for Germany. I actually hadn't sort of played out the setup before this race, and I was like, wow, this makes so much difference. And for the rest of the season I actually do start using setups, and you'll see the significant improvement throughout the rest of the season. But I won't spoil it, but it is better than the first half of the season, I'll say that. But we make a slight mistake here, a bit too much speed through that turn, and we lose a bit of time, obviously, going over the gravel and the grass, and we slip down to 4th place there, and to get back past Ralph and Rubens and Michael, and then we might be able to get back into the lead. But it's going to be tough, because even though I've got this good straight line advantage over the AI, it means through the slow parts of the track, like you can see the final corner there, not very fast at all. So that's the part where I need to try and maximise this setup, even though it shouldn't really be doing any good there. But you can see down this back straight here how much of an advantage this really is. So we start off about a second behind at the start of this straight here, already down to about 0.7 of a second, then to about 0.6 of a second, about 0.5 of a second before we brake, and you can see they're sliding about all over in the braking zone. But a really nice setup here, I've got to say. It was worth looking into the setup and just understanding how it works a little bit, and getting these decent setups here. And yeah, there we are, nice move round to the inside of Ralf Schumacher, and we get past him. Now, next up is brother Michael, who is battling away with Rubens Barrichello, his teammate, for first position. It's weird to see Barrichello doing so badly, actually, in my 2001 career mode. But anyway, right up in the slipstream, Michael Schumacher, we ducked to the inside and managed to get 2nd place here. And I was thinking for a second that we might be able to dive and get Barrichello as well, but that didn't really work out for us, did it? And staying in 2nd place for the meantime. Now into the slipstream of Rubens Barrichello once again, building up the gears and the speed, and we're going to look around the outside. I was like, no, that's too risky here, and I'm looking to the inside, and through all that I sort of missed my braking point once again. I'm like, wow, okay, next lap, Alex, lap number 3, I just need to really focus on getting that braking point right, because the rest of the lap I'm faster than the AI. It's just that part there where I just carry a bit too much speed through the corner, and it just all goes a bit wrong. So yeah, definitely need to try and do a little bit better through there. But yeah, 4th place, still not that bad. It's still a good building block for these last 2 laps here. We can still get a decent result out of this race, even if it is 4th place here today. You can see we've got quite a big gap back to Hakkinen, about 2 seconds, so we're pretty safe from him. Now we just got to get past Ralf Schumacher, and you can see my setup once again coming into its own, really, and just building up the speed and through the gears, and just closing the gap ever so slightly to Ralf Schumacher. It's about 4.5 of a second down this sort of longest straight here, then about 0.3 of a second I'd say on the next straight. But gotta say, that's really helped us out there, all the sort of squabbling together there, both the Schumachers and also Barrichello squabbling together. That's really actually helped me out. And so right up in the slipstream here of Ralf Schumacher, we're going to look to the inside just like the lap before, but we come from further back and managed to get through and past him and move up to 3rd place. There's a bit of contact there between Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello, but we managed to avoid that and stay in this position here. And I'm wondering, which way do we go here? Michael Schumacher sort of parking it in the middle of the road here, really making me second guess where I want to go. But I go to the inside here. It's probably the more risky option to start off with, but once we get into the braking zone, it's a bit better. Nearly contact there with Rubens Barrichello as I brake a little bit too late there, but there we are. We managed to get up to second place once again. I'm like, now, focus on your braking point, Alex, because there's no point getting past Barrichello here if you go and just throw it into the gravel in the next turn. So, bit more sensible through there that time, and stay in second place. Lose about a second or so to Barrichello, but we managed to close that back up in the last couple of turns here. You can see we're right up behind Barrichello here, right up behind, nearly touching his gearbox there as we go around the final turn any second now. I was thinking to look to the inside, but it wasn't going to work out. The road just didn't really go to my liking there. I didn't really have much of a gap to go and overtake him, so I just stayed there in second place and thought, well, I've got a good chance down the straight. We don't do anything silly, but we so nearly there, going to the gravel, and I sort of block off Michael Schumacher there with a bit of a aggressive move to the inside, but the AI like be aggressive and cut corners and stuff, so I'm just saying that's alright. Anyway, next up, we're just going to make sure we don't do anything silly in the braking zone here, because we don't want to overshoot the turn, and you won't get penalties or anything in this game for like missing the turn completely, so I could just cut all the corners and win every race, but then where's the fun in that? Anyway, into the selection of Barrichello here. Is this going to be the race-winning move? We've got past him and into the lead this race for Jordan. Obviously, we got a win the last time out in our home race in Silverstone. And could this be a very famous back-to-back win for Jordan? Don't think that's ever happened in their actual career, so let's just see if we can do it here today. The 2001 car was alright. It wasn't really one of their best cars, but it was an alright car. I think it did pick up some decent points, but obviously not as well as we're doing in this career mode. But I think I got the difficulty set a bit too easy for me. But then I'm in a Jordan, so it makes it alright that I'm getting decent results, even though it probably shouldn't be up here. I think John Lacey's just had a bad season in general. That's why he's just so far behind me in the championship. But anyway, I was like, please don't mess up this, Alex. Please don't mess up this corner, because this is a really good result here today, and we just could be able to go and get back-to-back wins with Jordan. And I'm just being really careful through these last couple of turns here. Just not doing anything silly, not like, pushing down the throttle too hard or anything. I'm like, this is it. This is the second win possibility here. So it's going extremely slowly. And actually, if you look at my mirrors, you've got the Ferrari, both the Ferraris and the McLaren, I think there, or maybe it's a Williams right behind me. But we do manage to win the German Grand Prix. Wow, what a great race that was. And the championship leader, Michael Schumacher, finished in 4th place there. So that's not very good for him. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. Look at that, Lacey, 1 place outside the points. Come on, man. You've got to score some points before the end of the season. This is just dreadful for him so far. And look at that. Look at Barrichello like, weaving all over the place when he overtakes me on the slowdown lap. But then I just sort of call like out, overtaking once again. Oh, I gotta love the AI in this game. They're always a bit funny to race against, because they're always doing silly things. But wow, what a good race that was, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. There are the race results. You can see all the way down to Jos Verstappen in 19th place, 1 minute 14 down. 3 retirements, Montoya, Bertie and Marquez. And yeah, overall a decent race there. I think we've got to say, even though we got the pole, it was not as easy as it looked from there. And there we are. There's another winner's trophy there once again, and that actually moves us in, within 1 point of 3rd place in the championship, which I think is very good. And we move into 4th, obviously 1 point ahead of Barrichello now. Wow, interesting stuff. And still look down there at Lacey behind Heidfeld. Neither of them have scored any points actually, which is pretty interesting. And look at that, only Benetton haven't scored. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's been Alex Marty. Goodbye.